Got another first look at another collector's edition for you. This time, the Final Fantasy XVI collector's edition, which was announced at the Game Awards, will be coming out just a few days before my 41st birthday, not till June 22nd of 2023. There's been a lot of information that has slowly begun to drip feed about this, and I'm going to go over all of it, including what is inside the collector's edition. But first, I would love for you guys to subscribe to the channel. As I've been saying in all my other videos, I am less than 100 subscribers away from 5,000. I think I've been doing YouTube videos for 6 or 7 years. This is a big milestone for me, and I'd love for you guys to be a part of it. So the Final Fantasy XVI game is going to be a PlayStation exclusive, and they are starting to release some news on what the additions are going to be, and you can start to see some of the information here. Obviously, this is the Japanese website. I do not read Japanese, but I did find a handy dandy chart that I can at least show you to compare what additions will be available in what contents would be available, what editions I should say. So there's a physical edition and the digital edition. They are doing the standard, then they're doing a digital deluxe edition, then they're doing the collector's edition. That's what we're going to be talking about here today. You can see it includes everything on the chart. We'll be jumping back and forth between this because this is a screenshot that I took from the Square Enix site that shows all the contents of the collector edition laid out for you, and we'll be jumping back and forth because they don't include any descriptions here. So first and foremost, you're going to get a physical copy of the game, and you're going to get a steelbook. There is the current box art. I don't know if that's going to last. I don't think, at least here in the United States, you're going to see that logo there. I assume that is there. We're going to have our, I don't know if this game's going to be rated, but the ESRB rating or the PEGI rating if you're over in Europe. And I don't know about that orange banner. I suspect that is also a distinct thing for marking for content. But it does come with a steelbook, which we unfortunately only get to see one side of. But there you can see the main character, and you can see that it's actually metal. It's of course a steelbook, but you can see it's actually raised up artwork. It looks really, really, really clean, and I'm really, really excited. And there you can see you're going to get the full game, and they're calling that the Clive Rosefeld Steelbook case. As we know, Clive Rosefeld is the main character of the game, so you're going to get that case to go along with it. Next, you're going to get this down here, and this is the metal icon pin set, which I believe is their version of like the spirits or the summons that you're going to get. So these are all the various summons you can expect in the game. I don't recognize many of them. I assume Bahamut and Ifrit are in here somewhere. I don't know which one's which. If you're a little smarter than me and you know which ones they are, go ahead and let me know. They look nice, and they're displayed already very nicely in a decorative box. I don't really feel like you have to take these pins out and put them on a pin board or anything like that. They're already kind of self-contained, which is nice. A lot of times pins come just loose leaf, and it's up to you to kind of figure out how to put them or where to display them. Here, it's already been done for you. I can only hope that when they actually assemble them, they're nice and neat and square to each other, and they're not all like janky, because the OCD in all of us is going to go bananas. In the background, you could see a snippet here of a map. This is the cloth map of Valisetha. Valisetha, yeah, I said that right. Or did I? But there's a cloth map of kind of what is going on in the world. As with most maps in most games, these are not really that exciting in terms of usefulness. But it is a nice collector's piece. You can kind of see the universe in which you live. But the granddaddy of them all, something that we don't have a lot of details on yet in terms of size or height that I have at least seen, is the premium statue, which is going to highlight Phoenix versus Ifrit. Now, in the trailer, interestingly enough, they called him Ifrit, not Ifrit. Maybe I'm saying that wrong, as my northern southern slang is all messing it up. I don't know. The main character does have a very British accent, so that is a question. That was maybe like a little culture shock for me, because I've always been calling him Ifrit like my whole life, ever since Final Fantasy II way back in, I don't know, the early 90s on the Super Nintendo. So we'll go ahead and look at the base first, which, as you guys know, I'm always a stickler on collector edition statue bases. This one's great. Doesn't indicate Final Fantasy. Doesn't have a big dumb border or banner or anything on it. It's just a piece of rock that this character has these giant talons on. You could see the detail in his ankles. I know it's a blurry picture. I'm sorry, guys. You could see, even though look at the resolution, it's still a blurry picture. You could see the detail on all of his toes and some of these like horns kind of coming out of the top of his feet. And it looks really cool. There's flames that are whipping around and he looks alive. The way the flames are like whipping out around his thigh and just kind of the way his chest looks like it's erupting and some of the fire explosion and kind of that's going around his body looks awesome. And here you could see he's got this poor bird. He's grabbing him by the leg, pulling him down. It looks like he's going to get ready to wallop on him with a big left claw. The bird itself looks amazing. Giant wings that are multicolored that span over the entire length of the figure, plus past the base. You could see a big piece here where they extends out. They did a really good job of giving you a great sense of scale of this epic battle. I know a lot of Final Fantasy XVI is going to focus on these epic spirit battles where you're summoning these, I still call them espers because that's what I remember them as from back in the day. But you know, these spirits, these giant beasts or these summons that exist, you know, in this other world, bringing them in and you're going to control them and fight with them. And this is just such a great sense of scale of that. I love the way this figure came together. My biggest complaint though is from the fact that Phoenix, I think of lightning. I think more in terms, and maybe he's not, maybe these are both fire based. My biggest complaint with this, and I still think I'm going to get this by the way, but just being a stickler, it's a lot of red and a lot of orange, a lot of samey colors. And actually, even when I zoom in, and again, it's a slightly blurry photo, so keep that in mind, but it's almost hard to tell where the bird stops and where this guy begins. The bird obviously has some very, very detailed tail feathers that whip out on both sides, and I don't have multiple angles of this, but this interaction right in here is very difficult to tell what's going on, and especially at distance, you could almost make the case that this is one statue and this is like some kind of shield that he's holding out to deploy. And it's like think of like a three-pronged shield or something. If you just didn't look at this head, that's how close this looks to being the same thing. And I assume it's already done. I mean, the way production works in the world, the fact that they're already releasing press images, they're probably already producing these things in droves as we speak in a factory somewhere, getting them ready to release. However, I just wonder why the art direction was the way it was, particularly with the colors. May pop different IRL. I don't know. Remains to be seen. But there is a lot of information on the Japanese website about this. It's kind of hard. Like I said, it's kind of hard to tell. Oh, we do have a different photo here. Can we see it from the back? Maybe. Let's see if we could see it from the back. Does it? No, it doesn't zoom in anymore. We'll just do this real fast. Okay, so from this angle, it actually looks a little like you can actually start to tell some of the difference here for sure. And actually, you can see some even really cool effects of these tentacles and kind of this body, the way these figures are very fluid, kind of wrapping around each other in this fight. So I'm on board. Like I said, I'm on board. I believe this collector edition goes on sale next week, December 12th in the United States. I will post a video when I get this because I'm definitely going to be opening this sucker up and buying it and playing the hell out of this game. My only drawback, I don't know what the price is going to be. Knowing some of the other Square Enix prices, though, I'm a little nervous. They do seem to overprice their wares just a little bit. I will post a link to this. I know it's in Japanese, but at least you can look at the photos, and there is a nice embedded YouTube video there for you guys to watch as well. I'll post a link to that in the description below. While you're down there, consider subscribing to the channel because I would appreciate it. That wraps up today's video. Thank you all so much for watching. Take care of yourselves, and until next time, I will see you guys on the other side.